Hola. Put those in there. How y'all doing tonight? Whew, what a day. Well, wish I could report that everything is wonderful in my life, but I would be lying. It is what it is. What's up, Glenn? Let's see. I was in the middle of casting today. I had to cast some pin blanks, and I also figured I'd go ahead and cast. I had a request for. I had done a. For those of you who know what it is, a hair stick. Hey, Glenn. And a couple years ago. Weird. And this guy says, you know, hey man, can you make one just like that for my wife? You made her one a couple years ago, and I went like, dude, I can't remember what I did last week. How can I remember something I did a couple years ago and something like a hair stick, you know? And, but I, being the intrepid explorer that I am, I said, well, sure, I could do that. And hey, Patterson. And it didn't come out very well. it kind of, I guess the technical word for it sucked. It didn't come out very well. So anyway, life goes on. I try to explain to this guy, and you know, it's a weird thing about casting is that. When you're doing pin turning, you get one shot to get it right. You got to get it right the first time, okay? There's no do-overs, okay? Pin casting is very unforgiving. If you get bubbles in the cast, it just, I mean, it can screw. And the worst thing, the bad thing is, there's the two rosins that I think are the most popular, and I could be wrong, okay? But the most popular for me is Silmar 41 and Alumilite. And I use Alumilite for certain things, and I use Silmar 41 for certain things. I have had the worst luck, okay, in casting Alumilite into pin blanks for the simple reason that Alumilite goes into a pressure pot, whereas Silmar 41 really doesn't have to, okay? And but the great thing about Silmar 41, because it takes a little bit longer for it to solidify, cure, it allows the time for any bubbles that might have formed in the mixing process to work their way up and out of the solution. Not always, most of the time, okay? And that not always happened, you know, this weekend. Where, I mean, I just, for some reason, I think the humidity in the air, we have been a lot of rainfall, combined with maybe some old Silmar or something like that, to produce a boatload of bubbles. And the long and short is, it's no big deal. I mean, if I get bubbles, then I just turn it down and I start all over again, okay? It's just time consuming, and it's a little expensive if you're doing something that you can't redo. Okay, but that's cool. I did okay. I had to. Let me see this. I use this to. This is a what they call a dead center. There's no turning parts on it, and or rotating parts. Excuse me. And I've got a buildup of CA glue on it, okay? And I keep on trying to chip a little bit off each time I use it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt. So, anywho, what I was going to say was today is Monday, obviously. Today is pin turning day. And so let me go ahead and set up my lathe here. pen training. I'm a little bit of a slob tonight. I apologize. I had, okay, I got to think here for a second. Oh, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, you know. But anyway, I had, some people like to use a, what they call turning between centers. I've worked with turning between centers. It works okay sometimes. It doesn't work so okay other times. It depends on what you're turning. Anyway, but anyway, it's kind of funny. This hair stick, this thing I was going to do for this guy. This is a block of acrylic hair, acrylic, okay, rosin, okay, and for some reason, I put some. This guy says, "It's got a whole bunch of glitter in it." I said, "Okay, some glitter, that's no problem." So I mixed up some first, and all the glitter. You can't see all the glitter. If you can see right here, see how clear it is in the middle. All the glitter sank to the bottom. That didn't work. And so I said, well, you know, it's still kind of soft on top. I'll put some on top. All right. Well, it all stayed on top. I'm like, well, shoot. So this is one of those cases where it's a block. Not a whole lot good for it. It's just a block. You know, it's not much you can do with it. Okay, because it's not completely 100% clear. There are some random pieces of glitter throughout it, just enough to clear the whole thing. So this one's gonna probably, I'm probably going to experiment with some things, you know, but this thing's probably going to wind up in the trash can. That is the case. So anyway, what I did do though was I had a guy who put in an order. He one of the things that I do. This is a hey Jack. This is a mold that I got from Paul. I don't think he's a fellow. He's an ex-submariner, ex-Navy. But what he would do, he makes these molds out of silicone, okay, and then what you do is you take the brass pin tube and you wrap a design around it, and voila, you got yourself a pin tube. Okay, and this will turn out to be something extremely colorful, as you can see. Okay, kind of like a tie-dye shirt type thing. And so I did several for this fella, and I did this one right here too. This one kind of came out really pretty, like that. It'll come out a bit of pin, and this one right here, you know, the starburst pattern, you like that as well. So, and the one that I did, I was trying to see how it would come out, and it kind of came out mixed. I don't know how it's going to come out. This is that. I mean, I put, what I did is I put some glitter. Actually, what I did, I glued I put some number 2 CA glue on a brass tube, and then I sprinkled this glitter on it while it was still wet, and as it dried, it became affixed to it. The problem is that, again, like I said, as you sprinkle on there, and a lot of the sprinkle came off, and because the CA goes on out of a bottle, it comes out as almost like a runner. I was afraid to put more on it for fear that it would knock some more of the glitter off, and so I did not. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this. I'll probably, this was a, if it comes out, wonderful. If it doesn't come out, that's equally wonderful. It'll just be, you know, an experiment to see how it comes out. I've never done it before, but it should be, like I said, it should be pretty cool. I have to trim the I do it tonight, but I haven't trimmed the barrel yet. And the barrel has to be, the brass has to be exposed in order so that when I finish turning it, that it lines up perfectly on both sides with the rest of the pin, the barrel, and the nib and all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you have a really goofy looking pin. And if somebody ever wants to buy the pin from me, which I'm not selling this one anyway, but if in the future wanted to buy a pin from me, it would look very unprofessional and very inaccurate, and I'm just not going to do that. So, anyway, I tried this new mold today, and I mean it did okay, but it didn't do great, and so I'm gonna leave it alone. Anyway, I thought about doing this pin here, but I don't want to do this pin. I'm going to do it different. I had made these pins a couple of years ago using Alumilite. Hey Raymond, how you, sir? And I just said, forget that. I never did like that thing. But I do like these. And this is going to be the giveaway tonight. This is a red dyed cholla cactus. Now, you really can't tell that much. There's the end. That's the end shot. Okay. So remember tonight, 1 to 500 a number. Okay. I will draw the number by random number generator by Wednesday at 6 p.m. And whoever is the winner will win this pin. We're going to turn this pin right now. So without further ado, let's do it. Let's do it. Someone else made a comment the other day, says, why can we all use different tools? Because I like this one. I just do. I mean, I think we all become creatures of habit, and I don't see any reason to change up my tool just to experiment around. If I'm experimenting around, I'll do it, but I'm not going to do it. Oh, did I? Yeah, I'm doing it. I foxed myself one day. Oh, where are we at here? Oh, I know what it is. These videos that I'm doing now, I'm going to be uploading to YouTube. I figured out how to do it in a timely manner, a timely way. And these, this one will be going out on YouTube probably tonight. Since because it's a pen, I don't have to spend a whole lot of time messing around with it, you know, doing video editing and things like that. I can just pretty much go ahead and do it. But on a bowl or a hollow form or something like that I have to do over, I can't do anything all at one time. I got to take my time and do it over a couple of days or something like that. I'll use a video editing program to get rid of all the ums and ahs and any background noise, and cut out some of the downtime from like I'm doing right now, and just really, go through it quickly. Now I will say this: this pen right here that I'm doing tonight, and let me stop this real quick and just kind of show what I'm talking about here. the cholla cactus will show. I don't know if you can see that through here. Okay, um, the cholla cactus goes all the way through. Okay, but sometimes most people have not hands not as big as mine. Okay, I have big hands. A fat pin like this would not be hard for me to hold on to. But a lady, I did a pin for a lady named Donna Archer. Okay, a girl I knew when I went to school in Vicenza, Italy, back in the 70s. I told her that she'd want a pin, but I was going to make her a nice pin because the pin I was working on, I just was real crazy about it, and I sure didn't want to just give it to somebody else. So anyway, but I had to do a pin that was thinner, something like this, but thinner, so that it would fit in someone's hand who was not as big as I am. So, so I'm going to mess with this just a little bit because, like I said, the reason why I'm talking about thickness and whatnot is I want to preserve as much of the character, the chatoyance. Chatoyance, what a neat word. Not really sure what it means, but I want to preserve as much of the activity here as possible without eliminating it by creating a more narrow barrel. So it's just one of those things that I'll just kind of see how I am, and I'll make a determination. I'm probably going to cheat here, not cheat, but well, let me just shut up for a second and concentrate. This is one of those kind of pins that you have to use illuminolite with because there are so many nooks and crannies in this wood that if you don't use pressure to force the rosin into those nooks and crannies, then you're going to have a finished product that has just tons of holes and voids and stuff like that. And while some things you can repair with the use of CA glue, why take a chance? Why what's the point of doing a job if you're not going to do it right? You know, even if you are just having fun, like I said, it's just not worth it if you're not going to do the job right. So that's why a lot of times the comment was made, well, you sure do sand a lot. Why? And I said, because I can. I don't mind sanding. Like I said, it's some people it bugs the crap out of. I don't mind because it's and I will say this, okay? There are some situations where you can't sand because sand is incredibly sanding, even when you get to a finer detail, is incredibly damaging to a piece of wood, especially if it's acrylic. And you can't always get those scratches out. You can sand until the cows come home. But some things like this, where I can do that and not worry about it, then I'm more apt to go ahead and do it. And what I'm trying to do here, and I'm just going to let you know, I'm starting out with 150 grit, because the cholla cactus has a lot of. It comes from the American West, I guess what, Arizona, New Mexico, that neck of the woods, where it's not a whole lot of rainfall, and there's a lot of silica in the earth, and in these plants here, when it's alive, I think it's in the cactus family. Well, it is a cactus family, it's got thorns on it, and so see, I just felt that. Hey, Bob. Checking, baby. How you doing? Hey, Hans. Saw you back there sneaking around the back. Sorry I couldn't come to your thing tonight, Hans, but I had a boatload of casting to do. I was going to show you something here real quick. Let me kind of take a quick moment here. This is my next casting. Right in the middle. I've got just put in some stuff in there, and you see it's got this, and this is going to be about 4.5 inches tall when I get done with it, and when I get done, it'll be a solid block of wood and acrylic. And I'm doing it all in black because I want to get the wood to contrast with the acrylic when I get it done. So and I've seen it done on YouTube. This Furtada guy, I forget what his name was, Bill Furtada or something like that, did one. Maybe not. I might have got confused with somebody else, but he. Mike Furtada. He had a lot of problems with pieces of wood falling out as it was turning, and I'm not sure what he was using as a casting. I think he was using casting craft as the rosin, and I've never had a whole lot of luck with casting craft. I think it's too much. It's formulated for use by your hobbyist, you know, and I think it has to be real forgiving, and as a consequence, it doesn't have the holding pattern that something like this Silmar 41, or not this, but the Illuminolite does. Illuminolite is just a very, very nice rosin, but it is outrageously expensive. If I did that box I just showed you, and I were to use Illuminolite as the rosin in there, that box, to fill up that box with Illuminolite would probably run me right at $100. And I can't swing $100, especially if I kill the box. And there's a very good chance, you know, I mean, not everything I touch. You might think you're talking to a genius here, and you would be close. But I am not a total. I am not 100% always right, always all the time. And every once in a while, I blow something up, and although I'm going to be very careful with that, there is the possibility that I'll wind up eating that, and I can eat it a whole lot better if it's Silmar 41, which cost me about $49 for a gallon, as opposed to, like I said, aluminum. The thing with aluminum, the thing with Silmar 41 is it takes, depending on the outside humidity, depending on the temperature and everything like that, inside the shop, it can take anywhere from 2 or 3 hours to 24 hours to set up. Hey Deborah, how you doing? Long time no see. Hey Deborah, I want to play trivia, guys. I want you guys need to send me a invite. Come out there and play trivia again, man. I'm all for that stuff. I don't play poker anymore. I mean, I do, but I don't. But I kind of got out of the poker thing for the simple reason I just didn't. I can't sit in one place without just totally vegging out, you know, for any length of time. And poker, you just had to sit there and play for 1 to 4 hours, and I just got to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm not having a good time. And there's some really good people I've met. I met this guy named Bob Puckett, great guy. And I met some good people, don't get me wrong, I met some great people there. I also met some turkeys. I'm sure they probably feel the same way about me as well. So I just figured like I'm just going to stay with the things like my woodworking, and which is the reason why I'm doing this right here. I get a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment out of doing this stuff, and basically just talking to myself. Peggy was talking to me this. Who are you talking to? I said myself. She goes, "Isn't that bad for you?" And I said, "Only if you answer yourself." So if you hear me answer myself, you know, did he just answer himself? Yes, he did, Martha. That boy has cheese done slid off a cracker. But that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So, anyway, we'll get there. 180. And that's the other thing, too. Some people just love to go through this stuff like their life depended on. I'm just kind of hanging out, and it's going to be a fat pin. But like I said, it's going to be so pretty looking when I'm done. And whoever wins this pin is just going to be gaga. I tell you right now, if you win this pin, whoever you are, if you win this pin and you don't come completely unglued and throw, if you're a woman, if you're a man, keep clothes on, right? But if you're a woman, I expect you to take all your clothes off and throw yourself at me, swearing undying love for the rest of time, okay? Guys, just a handshake will do. I love the way this stuff feels. I swear to gosh, years ago when I bought a houseboat out on Lake Lanier, that was fun. I made everybody a cutting board. And I made it look like a guppy. Big old guppy. And, but everybody who's a member of our dock got a cutting board. And I like doing it. That was just one of those things. I like doing things for other people. But one of my friends that I met there was just Deborah Perkle, who is, hey Marcus, how you doing? Her and her husband, Robert, have been good friends of mine for all these years. Steve Knockin, my buddy, he got me in the crew of Hercules. That was both incredibly nice and incredibly stupid. I spent more money. I tell you what, talk about dumb, all right? What is more dumb than spending $4,000 on beads and Nerf footballs and doubloons and you name it, and going and getting on a float, dressing up like a fool, all right, and throwing them all at the people. $4,000, like that, in about a 4.5-5 hour period of time. Case of the Raging Stupids. Raging Stupids. But not as dumb as some of the other things I've done in my life. One of the things I did, which I think is the most stupid thing, is I used to smoke cigarettes. Man. Not that it's come back to haunt me or anything. I quit smoking about 30 years ago. But I remember when I first started smoking cigarettes, they were, I would get the 4-packs that were in the sea rations at the military base there in, I think it was Vicenza. As the men would go out in the fields, they would they'd have these cans, and they call them sea rats. And a box of them, and you'd open up the box, and there'd be all kinds of, stuff in the box. And one of the things in the box was a 4-pack of cigarettes, Marlboro, Winston, something like that. And I used to smoke those things, and then I graduated to actually buying cigarettes or getting one of the soldiers there to buy them for me at the base exchange. And I figured out one time, from the time I started smoking cigarettes to the time I quit, when they quit, they were like $1.50 a pack. I figured out that I had spent the equivalent of $8,000, and I was the equivalent of taking 8,000 $1 bills, making a little pile of them, and setting them on fire for all the good it did for me. And that's why I look at people today who smoke cigarettes, and I'm thinking like, damn, you have got to want to smoke cigarettes. Because man, I'll tell you what, that stuff is not cheap. I was sitting at a red light yesterday, and I just kind of happened to glance over to my left, and I saw a marquee at a Chevron. A regular pack of Marlboro was $5.53. Some brand I never heard of was $3.25, and then Winston was $4.25 or something. I never really understood the difference between a pack of Marlboros and a Winston, but I guess there is some. But so anyway, I'm glad I don't do that anymore. That's just it's just a huge waste of time, money. And I think to myself to this day, well, not always to this day, but I think to myself, I'm a big guy. When I smoked cigarettes, I had no air. I mean, I tell you what, I couldn't run across the street without being winded. When I played football, I had no air. Okay, and I wonder how many times had I not gotten involved with smoking, maybe I'd gone on to be a professional football player. I don't know, maybe not. Okay, but maybe it would have been nice to have that option, but I didn't because I was a smoker, and I guess the reason I did start smoking is because it was post-Vietnam. Actually, it was the current Vietnam when I was in school. The Vietnam War was still going on. And at that time, the hippie generation was in make love, not war, and long hair, and everybody smoked cigarettes, and smoking cigarettes was really cool, and I wanted to be cool. So I did the most uncool thing I could do, and I started smoking cigarettes. So, and then I went to Woodward Academy when I moved back to the States, and there cigarette smoking was verboten. If you got caught smoking cigarettes, it was 20 demerits. And for a student who lived at school, and I did, demerit was usually 1 hour of hard labor. Usually, for me, in the chow hall or the cafeteria, as we call it, or the chow hall, washing pots and pans. And I never got paid for that. And I kind of thought, that Woodward Academy owed me about $10 million for all the pots and pans I washed. So, but it is what it is, life goes on. Anywho, this is just going to be so sweet. Good Lord. All right, what do I do with my stuff? The other day, what did I do with it? Well, nope. Okay. Nope. All right, dag nabbit. Oh, there it is, right there. This stuff is called micro mesh. It's a much finer sandpaper. Usually I take the sandpaper and I go up to about 400 grit, and then I'll take that little that triple E. It's a rubbing compound, but it'll take it from about 400 grit down to about 800 grit. And then what I do is I go to this stuff, which is 1500 grit, and I take it down even further. Like I said, the whole idea behind sanding is to eliminate the scratch marks of the previous grit. Okay, and you usually go in half stages. So if I use 100, then I'd go to 200. If I use 200, I'd go to 400 or something like that. Okay, they're successive grits, and while some of them are closer, this one's like 15. I think the next one's like 18 or something like that. I use them all because I can. So, and you can see this, I'm leaving stuff on there. You can see that from here. I'm leaving stuff on there. So, can you see what I'm doing? I do this and I don't think about where my hands are, and I apologize. I have to quit doing that and say, I'm sitting here looking at what I'm doing, and I look at the camera and I see myself doing this and doing like that. I say, well, you can't see what I see. Video editing. Okay, well, we're getting down to it here. This is just the last little bit here, polishing. Need to cut that hand off so it keeps from getting in the way. And the reason why I put this paper towel on there is because I try to wipe off the residue from the previous stuff so I don't load this up by accident. I didn't know this paper towel has a grit of around 4,000. I didn't know that. Which makes sense though. It is a wood fibers, and they're very, very minute wood fibers, but they're still wood fibers. And so it's kind of like rubbing wood on wood. I guess theoretically you could probably buff a car with paper towels, and I think a lot of people use cheesecloth or something like that, but you could do it. I just tell us this got great color, and it just feels right too. Well, this is going to be a great giveaway. You guys, for sure, definitely go ahead and give me a number between 1 and 500. And let's see. You know what? I think I'm going to do this instead. This is Ron Brown's Best. I know this guy. I think he's one of the founders of the Gwinnett Woodworkers Association, I think. This is a friction polish. And let's see, let me go ahead. Just got to work that in there and just kind of work it back and forth there, and all the sanding is done. Now I'm just polishing it, and because it's a friction polish, I'm raising the temperature. And hey, Mr. Quattlebaum, how you doing, sir? Anyway, oh Lord, feel the goodness. That is it. Look at this, look at this, watch this, watch this. Whoa. Yeah, burn, that is just. That is just freaking awesome. Yeah. That is just freaking awesome. You know what? Just a little more over there. That came out perfect. Look at that. That is just, woo, whoa, no. I don't want to give it away, to be honest with you. This is pretty. This is pretty. Man. The camera will not do it justice. All right, but can you imagine owning that puppy right there? Look at that thing. Is that pretty or what? You'll sit out there and you'll whip this puppy out. You'll say, "Is that your pen?" You'll say, "Heck yeah, I'm a pen." Dad, come, that thing's pretty. Yeah, I know. Okay, this one I just want to find out how it came out here. This was an experiment. I had some friends of mine from Gwinnett Woodworkers gave me a bunch of wood and said that they would we would put it in a mold and see how well it turned out. And so this is just for an experiment right here. If I give it away, I'll give it away. If I don't give it away, see, I can't use this right off the bat. You can't see it, but I can. I have to refinish that. So, how about we do this one? How about we do that? Okay, Fodoki. Okay, okay. This is a piece of, really can't see it that well unless, at least, like I said, the colors. The color's pretty intense, but what I used as a filler was pine cone, many pine cones, spruce pine cones from upper northwest somewhere. So. So, short update. My health is better, I guess. I feel better. Which is a change. I have felt kind of funky for a while there. But, been exercising every day and trying to watch what I eat, and I think it's starting to tell me, talk to me. So I'm grateful for that. Thursday night, for those of you who live in the Gwinnett, North Atlanta area, the Gwinnett Woodworkers Association is having a special. We're having the wood turning special interest group meeting is at 6 p.m. at the Peachtree Woodworking store there on Jimmy Carter. You are more than welcome to come if you want to as a guest. I will be doing a demonstration on how to turn an acrylic bowl. If you have questions, you're more than welcome to come and watch. And if you want to join the club, we're more than happy to have you as a club member. You don't necessarily have to know anything, just the desire to be entertained. I think the membership fee is like $45. It's $45, I think, a year. $45, $50 a year, something like that. And the value you get for your money is well worth it. I'm just building my tool up for nothing. Yes, it is smoking, by the way. It does generate a fair amount of heat. Jeez, dulling up my tool. But a sharp tool is better than a dull tool. I can't believe it. And just a little 2 or 3 second pass there makes all the difference in the world when you're turning something. So, it's stupid if you don't do it. Whoosh. You can see right now this one's a great deal thinner than the other one I did. I just think I can probably do that. This one's thinner because it's not as. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. It could be the greatest thing that we're done, or it could be the biggest turkey that we've done. So we'll find out here in a few minutes when I decide to go ahead and. Yeah. Oh, I meant to put that doggone thing in today. I bought a, you know what, hang on a second. If you don't mind, I might jiggle the camera here a little bit, but hang on, let me try something out here. Let's go ahead and try this thing. Let's see how this thing works. I bought this from eBay with the, let's see, where will I mount it at? Mount it here. Coming out. Whoops. Whoa. Whoops. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Okay, that's not happening. Sorry guys, I'm experimenting and I'm experimenting at your expense. How about that? Is that any better? I don't know what I just did there. That ain't better. I can't see what it is I'm looking at. Oh, this is pain in the ass, to be honest with you, I tell you. Yeah, I'm not going to jiggle any further. I'll go ahead and let y'all see what I'm doing there. You can see a lot better now. What I'm trying to do is get this part right here and the bushing to line up The bushing is the width of the pen nib, and I want the transition from here to the pen nib to be smooth. I don't want any lip here, so that whoever owned the pen, when they use it, they didn't say they had that little lip to deal with. I want it to kind of be seamless, so that to their eye, it's just one straight transfurl from one to the next line. Okay. So I use a 150 grit because I am still trying to take off a little bit of material, and if I use like a 180 or 220, I'd be here until the cows come home, and I don't want to do that. I'm sure you don't want to sit there and listen to me for the next hour. Well, I could have done it in 5 minutes. So the only problem is with a 150 grit, it's much more aggressive. And if you have anything that's on the surface, you know, looking for an excuse to get popped out, that 150 grit could grab it and yank it right out. But, you know, that's the tricks. Alright. Go to menu. This is 180 grit. Go to a 220, a little finer grit. I'm just done by feel. Whenever I feel like I've gone far enough, I mean, I could stop all the time, but, you know, part of the fun is just kind of going off and on and feeling it by touch and see how it feels. All right, we got 220, now we're going to go to 320. We'll get finer still. I can see the black in here, the black in here. That's the pine cone through the red dye. So we'll see how it comes out. As much a mystery to me as it is to you, because I haven't slowed this thing down to see what it's going to look like. So I'll know when you know how it came out. And we'll finish up here with 400. Someone told me one time when it came to sandpaper, Use it like you stole it. Don't be so timid to use sandpaper. I would sit there and use the same sheet over and over and over again. It made more sense just to go ahead and use it and throw it away and get some more. It wasn't not cheap. Well, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive. So, and I'd rather go ahead and do a good job. Okay, now we're going with the Triple E. And that's the like I said, the Triple E will take it from about 400 grit to 800 grit. Kind of polish it a little bit as it goes along here. Just kind of give it a kind of almost like a precursor of what it could be. But like I said, you take it down even further when you do the micro mesh from 1500 grit all the way through 12,000. Then the real color comes out. Alright. Let's go to micro mesh. Anyway, since I wrap this thing up, it's going to be a pretty pen, I can tell already. But then again, most of my pens are pretty. Ha! Are you full of yourself? Sure. So, anyway, 3600. Now we're going to 4000. And then we're going to 6,000. Eight. $12. And then to top it off, we'll put some polish on it. Not that it needs any, but we're going to put some on it anyway to kind of protect the finish a little bit. I use this product called Hot Ultra Gloss. I'm not really working in anything, like I said, because it's all acrylic anyway. If you can work it into it, the acrylic's not cured yet. But yeah. Wow, that's just ladies and gentlemen, the pen. How's that look? Is that pretty or is that pretty? Yep. They got them there pretty right there. All right, that's it for tonight. Put your numbers in between 1 and 500. The drawing will be held by 6 p.m. Wednesday night, Eastern Standard Time. I'll do a random number generator in a Google program, and it'll select the number between 1 and 500. And whoever has the number closest to 500, or not closest to 500, where in between 1 and 500, will win this pin. Not this pin. Will win the this pin right here when I put it together. All right, it's been great. Thank you very much for putting up with the jiggly camera. Oh, son. Okay, I'm resumed. Sorry about that. I don't know what I did there. But anyway, that's it. We're done. Okay. Hey, Rob. How you doing, man? Hey, I meant to ask you, Rob. That guy called me tonight. Did you hook up with him? The guy that we cut those logs for, and then he called me and I said, yeah, you need to hook up with Rob there at Peachtree Woodworking tonight. I didn't think to call you in advance and remind you to bring that with you. So, I don't know. I haven't heard back from him. I'm assuming you probably hooked up with him. But, anyway, okay, I'm gonna end this thing because I want to go sit down for a while. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Be good. Be whatever, and I'm out of here. Okay, how we do this now? Finish.